There we go. All right. Here we are back with what I have decided to call Sequel Podcast Volume 3. Since I had one long-running series, and I decided to end that and start brand new, start fresh.
And that would have been Series 2, right?
That would have been Volume 2.
Volume 2.
And that didn't last very long.
Yeah, we did a few movies. I think, did you include the God Salt stuff in there?
God Salt was the very first podcast with Iris.
Right. That was
episode 1.
That was entertaining.
That was the post God Salt podcast. And then I don't know, got out of podcasting, got out of...
Well, we did...
Life happens.
We did,
You and I did a bunch.
We did a series...
We went through Halloween.
We did a series of podcasts in Volume 2, where we did, the God Salt stuff. We had Iris on. We did the cast.
No, we did a couple of commentaries that aren't...
No, that didn't count.
No, those aren't podcasts. I think I put them
so
up, but
all
those
the
don't
people
count.
listening to that, those don't count. So we did those. We did cast and crew. And then
me and Corey started watching movies
and stuff.
And then we
actually talking
come
about
back the next week. You watch John Carter.
I still like that movie.
It's a good movie.
I want to watch it again.
We should do a John Carter commentary.
I don't think we ever got to it. Or
were we talking about
it? We did get to it. We talked about that.
We talked about all the movies,
yeah.
But maybe we should just watch it again, and people could just hit play when we say hit play.
I would watch it and commentary,
Yeah. We'll turn the volume down and put the subtitles on.
Right, because we've seen it.
Yeah. Anyway.
Sidebar.
So I stopped podcasting. Life happens sometimes. I've gone through a whirlwind of life changes, to say the least. But
you went from living in an apartment to living in a house to living in an apartment again.
That's right. To not being married or in a relationship per se.
To a relationship, to engaged, and soon to be.
Right.
Married.
Yeah. Well, soon to be married.
Doesn't make
air
you a bad
quotes.
person.
No, not at all. And on top of that, it's like.
But all these things are time consuming.
Yeah, all that, my life just.
No, this is all within the
I
span
had to
of a
grow
year.
up a little bit.
It was all within the span of a year.
Dude, less than a year, man.
Well, okay, so we call it 6-8 months.
Yeah, me and Rose have been together.
Rose and I.
No. Because I'm talking how I talk, I can say that.
I won't hold it against you.
You read a book where someone goes quotation marks, and then they speak in their stuttered fucking vernacular, and then end quotes. But then the writer goes, this guy was not educated in any way.
Right.
But Rose and myself, we got together in February, and now it is October. So how many months is that? 8? We've been together almost. It's 8, dude.
Yeah.
2 and 10. 2 and 10. 2 and 10.
I don't think about things in terms of numbers.
2 and 10. So over half a year. How many people do you think are actually going to listen to this?
I know my mom will listen to it.
So, that's my son.
That's one.
That's my son.
That's one. We'll probably get, I'd say,
I don't think
more than 5, less than 10.
So I shouldn't drop any bombs on this first episode? I could drop a bomb on this episode, but I'm not going to.
Yeah, let's warm up slowly.
The bomb's going to come out sooner or later anyways. But anyways. So yeah, here we are, Volume 3. We're 5 minutes in and we haven't even introduced each other. I'm Matt Bonta.
And I'm Corey Easley.
And this is Sequel Podcast Volume 3. Henceforth to be just called Sequel Podcast. But this first episode, I want to make it clear, this is our 3rd attempt at having a long-running talking internet radio program that people can listen to when they're doing the dishes, vacuuming,
doing the laundry.
Have nothing better to do but listen to two guys talk about whether it's nothing or movies or more nothing or eating food while talking.
You made food and then you're like, we're going to podcast. I'm like, dope, let's do it.
Yeah, because Corey was supposed to podcast 2 days ago.
There was an emergency.
He was supposed to have watched 2 movies, and he still hasn't really watched them. 2 days later, almost over a week.
We were going to get there.
Almost over a week.
Well, we're going to do
Since
that
I gave
podcast
them to
tomorrow.
him.
Let's remember that I'm in school also. I have lots of homework to do.
No excuses.
No excuses.
If I had school, I'd still watch movies. And if I had a child. Which I kind of do now. Several children. And a grandchild.
Wow. Got old fast.
I know, right?
I'm going to start calling you Grandpa Matt.
I like it, though. I'm game.
Kids are fun.
I wonder who came back.
I don't know.
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't
Anyways,
matter.
for the people who may or may not listen to the next episode, me and Corey are going to discuss the movie It Follows
And Maggie.
and Maggie.
That's going to be
It's
tomorrow.
Halloween. Yeah, I guess Corey's going to come back tomorrow and we're going to do the Halloween podcast. Episode 2. We barely even started and we're already ending the episode.
Season 2, Episode 2.
Volume 3, Episode 2.
Whatever.
But, anyways, so we were talking a lot. Yeah. Yes?
Come in.
Come in.
We're still clothed.
Oh.
For now.
Oh. Is
Leah.
this yours?
It's yours now.
But it was yours.
Yeah, but I don't want it anymore. It doesn't work. It broke. So you can have it.
Hi,
But
Pumpkin.
I don't want it. I don't even watch this. What
Leah.
do you mean it broke?
By the way, for the listening audience, Leah is in here.
Interrupting our
We're
studio
recording.
time.
Yeah, this is going to go online.
Yeah, you're going to be all over the internet. You're going to be internet broke soon.
Yeah.
There's not even a battery in here.
There's not even a light in there. The light came
Matt
off.
is a Native American with feathers.
That's an Indian.
Children, look at you blew up the speaker on that one.
Nice. Huh.
Yeah, clipping. You're going to get thrown out of the studio for clipping.
Where is your aunt? You better tell her we have to go to bed and go to work tomorrow.
Well, I'm babysitting Ellie from 9 to 10.
Ooh, foot
I know,
fizz.
I understand that. And this is Melody. Melody, say hi. Melody,
Say hi to all the internet people out there.
say hi. Say hi. Say bye-bye.
Don't feed me to the computer, bro.
Say bye-bye. Say bye-bye. Oh my god. You can't get this kid to shut up sometimes, and now she's all clammed.
They're like that.
She's tired, though.
Oh,
She got a boogie.
I don't want this though.
That's for you. It's a birthday present.
Don't want
Remember me
it.
always.
So.
Say hi. Say hi.
Is that a Dragon Ball figure?
It is. It's like Goku or some shit. Alright.
Or something?
Anyways,
Carrying on.
carrying on. What's Rose doing?
Playing
Super
Wii.
Mario.
Okay.
Okay, aren't you gonna? Oh, you restarted it, right?
No, this is recording.
Well, why?
We're on live time right now.
Because
There's a
I like
thousand people.
I like the improvisational.
And there's flow.
Yeah, we're flowing.
Why are you doing it?
Because I used to do this all the time. I used to get together with a friend and we'd BS about movies or life. We'd just get together and people can listen to this.
Huge
people
huge
listen?
following, yeah.
Yeah, people
actually.
have. His mom listens to it.
Okay. Besides
I have.
his mom?
There are actually a host of other people that listen.
Yeah,
Because
some
they
people
find-
listen because I post it on Facebook, so all my friends have access to it.
And they might not listen to the whole thing, but like if they catch us on something that's entertaining,
Yeah,
catch us on
yeah.
a runner. Other than explaining the purpose of internet podcasting to non-podcast listeners.
Yeah, lowbrow.
Ooh. So says
So
the
you're now you're in this episode.
So says
yeah.
the Indian.
That's right.
Oh, clipping. We're gonna have to fix that.
No, we're not. It's staying in. Look at that. You blew up the speaker again.
Good. Look at my laugh.
I'm so glad we have that sound clip now because we're gonna take that And
That's
we're
gonna
gonna
be the
clip it out.
opening of the video.
We're gonna clip it out.
That should
and
be
then
your
we're gonna
intro.
make it dubstep.
Oh yes. Let's make it dubstep.
It's gonna go. Well, Matt's an Indian. See, it's gonna go just like that.
Hey,
It's gonna be
Melody.
entertaining.
That I will watch. I don't know what this is. Bye. Woo!
Say bye.
Hey.
Take the children.
Bye, Pumpkin.
Come on.
She's trying to dubstep.
Come on.
Yeah, Cookie.
Take Melody.
No.
Melody. Do you want us to? I got her. I got her.
She's gonna podcast it up.
Alright. Door closed.
Yeah.
Yes, please.
Yeah.
There's a baby.
Yeah, we
That's
won't get
fine.
naked right
Oh my
now.
god, I just realized you guys said we still have our clothes on. We're on that.
Yeah. We were in the middle of a conversation when we said it too. before
That's
we
in the
started.
closet.
Rudely
interrupted.
How old is she?
16. Yeah, I know. She acts like she's 12.
Is she really 16?
You're 2.
We're gonna have to get parental release now.
Yeah, we need permission, but I mean,
You don't
stepdad
have.
over here.
She doesn't have. You don't have mom's
Yeah,
permission. Yeah, I was like, she doesn't have my permission.
Yeah, but we don't need your permission. We need your mom's permission.
I said you don't have her permission.
She don't even care anymore.
Except for the
Coming from the person who's always like, Mom, I'm doing this, opposed to saying, Mom, can I? Can I do this? May I please go to the UNR football game with my boyfriend
I'm
Javier?
going.
He is Mexican.
He's a Mexican.
And he knows how to
Well,
do
you're
drywall.
an Indian, a native Indian American black. Ew, I called you an Indian.
I am an Indian.
You're Cocoam.
I
But
okay.
worse.
I was something. Has anybody seen?
Rejected.
Has anybody seen the? It was a video I saw on Facebook, which doesn't narrow it down a lot.
Whoa! Oh my God! No, you
It
didn't.
was.
When?
They had a group of Indians.
I saw that
or
video.
native-
The football game with the Redskins?
No, this was another one where they had like 4 or 5 Indians, and they brought out these, Indian or Native American costumes for Halloween, and the purpose of the video was to try to get people to be like more sensitive to what they wear for
So
Halloween.
like tribal costumes?
They were like, you go down to Walmart and you buy like the Indian princess costume
Right.
or the warrior chief costume or whatever, you know what I mean?
Sure.
And they had 4 or 5 people in this video, and they give them the costumes, and they buy these costumes.
BuzzFeed.
Yeah, it was BuzzFeed. That's what it was. And they buy these costumes in these people's sizes.
She's interested.
She has sharp little teeth. Is that?
It's from the... She didn't eat very well, so it's melted her teeth down.
Really?
Yeah. It's from all the candy
That's
and
creepy
shit.
looking, dude. You look like Christopher Walken. Yeah, Christopher Walken.
Anyways, the Indians.
The Indians, so...
Go ahead. Is that like a
Why,
soundboard?
I'm
This
trying-
is a wacky radio show now?
Let me just.
Leah, are you just gonna hang out while we're podcasting?
No, I'm gonna.
Okay, well, don't be disruptive.
I'm just.
Or we'll have to make you leave the studio.
Anyways.
So they give them
But
these
she's
costumes, and she's also like 2. Or
She is
3.
2. She's 2.
She's 2. She looks 2. So, anyways, they give them these costumes in their sizes, and one of them was like a really kind of a big lady. I hesitate to say fat lady because that's kind of offensive
It's not
sometimes.
PC.
But she was a large lady, and
Don't sugarcoat it for the radio
okay, so
audience.
she was
We
a
want-
fat lady. She
Come
wasn't
on,
just
dude.
large.
Be nice.
Don't wish wash me. Don't wish wash me, and don't wipe your nose on my hat, girl.
Because she's got your hands. Melody, sit down. Anyways.
So they give these people these things, and they're talking about how it's not fair to the culture for people to just wear these costumes.
If you're white.
And if
If you're
white,
black.
or
If you're Mexican.
whatever you are, and they basically the whole thing was to get people to realize that it's not okay to wear Halloween costumes that represent cultures outside of your own. Like, it was stupid. Like,
I mean, I get it. I get what they're saying. Like, come on.
Left wing.
They should be honored that someone wants to be an Indian for Halloween.
Absolutely. Now, like, I mean, I get it. Like, okay, a little girl wants to dress up like Pocahontas. Like, is that racist because she wants to be Pocahontas?
Right, she looks up to Pocahontas.
She's looking at that culture in, like, kind of a desirable light. You know? That's how I see it. But these people were, like, so hardline against this stuff.
All these Indians.
There was, like I said, 3 or 4 of them.
None of them were even cool with it?
They put these costumes on, which was the funny part. And they're wearing these costumes, and they're talking about how awful and disrespectful they are.
They're like, man, look at this.
They're like, you know, this, the one gal that was pretty good looking, actually. She had the princess costume on, the native
Pocahontas
princess
one?
or whatever it was.
Sexy Indian costume?
Sexy
Native American girl?
Sexy Indian girl, whatever it was called.
As they call, like, the sexy nurse, sexy
Exactly.
maid,
Exactly.
sexy Indian.
There's a whole thing against
run
all that
of
shit too. But.
Sexy Freddy Krueger, sexy Jason.
Right. Sexy hockey player.
Sexy tofu.
Sexy tofu.
Or sperm. I mean, it doubles.
It doubles.
It doubles.
So they're talking about
Picket
this, and
fence.
they're like, "Oh, well, you know, traditionally, each of these beads would be put on the on the formal wear, whatever she called it. Each of these beads would be put on there with a
dress.
prayer and all this stuff, and
It'd
each
be blessed.
bead means something. And it's like, okay, I get it. Like, we're
So it'd be okay
imitating-
if they did a official one and wore it for Halloween. Then is that what she was saying?
maybe
Exactly.
Maybe
Exactly.
she
didn't make that point.
She didn't say that wasn't okay. But what I think the main point was to not dress Halloween-y outside of your own culture.
So I can't
like, don't
wear,
represent
like-
somebody else's culture.
I can't.
Well,
wear,
you can't be like a doctor or because
I don't want to offend
Indians
it. 'Cause
don't.
I didn't go to school.
Exactly.
I didn't go to school,
Right.
and I can't like put on some coveralls
Well, there's
With
you can't
paint
be an Indian. You can't
and
be
like
a
carry a
homeless
tamale
person.
around.
Exactly.
No, I can't do that. I'm not Mexican.
I mean, you could get a hat like a
sombrero. I can't
put
put a sombrero and a poncho on. Carry a donkey around because I'm not Mexican.
At this rate, we can't even go to a Mexican food restaurant and drink margaritas and eat tacos.
Right, and I can't like let's say get a couple of like stuffed toy dogs, have them fight and wear like a jersey because I mean I'm not.
You're not Michael Vick.
I'm not Michael Vick.
Can we say
It'd be
that?
offensive to Michael Vick. Too soon? Too tsunami?
Too tsunami.
I mean, I'm not Michael Vick, so like I don't want to offend him in any way.
Yeah, I mean, you don't want to offend like the pro football culture or the dogfighting culture.
So essentially, this Halloween, Corey, you're telling me that I could only dress up as myself,
or
somebody who gives me
or a
permission,
fictional character that is not in any way or shape related to
Race
or
specific.
representative of any race or
like,
any kind of ethnic peoples.
I can't be like Kunter Kinte,
No,
and
absolutely
you
not.
can't walk around whipping me,
No.
saying your name is Toby.
Get on, boy!
Toby! Your name is Toby!
So,
the blackface, I mean, it's not...
yeah, apparently not okay. So everything that we've either...
But, can I go and get a Native American costume if
that's
it hasn't
not
been
necessarily
blessed?
representative of your culture, but because you're an Indian, you can wear it. Unless you would be offending your own culture.
Offending
and
myself.
That would
like, I am so offended for wearing this.
Like, other people would be offended by you being offended.
I'm offended by people being offended.
It's offensive.
It's very offensive. Why don't these people, like, get a life? Come on.
It's actually stupid. Like, I get, like,
Look, if you're
openly
saying
disrespecting
something
people.
like
All Indians are drunks. Or
right, it's not like the
that's not
sexy
true.
drunken Indian.
See, that's false advertising.
It's not
Usually,
the sexy drunken Indian costume.
No. See, you can't have that. I think on a serious note, though, like as far as like racial offensiveness, if you're not like openly like trying to destroy someone's
Right.
culture. But like, so, oh, you're just no one or drunk Indians or whatever, because you can't. I
Are
wouldn't
you
say
stereotyping?
I am.
white
I would
people?
be stereotyping, And I was stereotyping white people. I'm a white people, so I can do that.
Are you a white people?
I am a white people, as far as I know.
Let's talk about the Terminator thing.
Oh, so the dog.
You just said the dog name was Cookie.
I called the dog Cookie.
But in the movie Terminator 2...
Hold on. I'm getting there. I called the dog Cookie, but the dog's name is Oreo, right?
So you used the rhyming word like...
said, what's the dog's name?
What's the dog's name?
What's the dog's name? Which is Arnold's line
in Terminator 2.
In Terminator 2. And John Connor says...
Edward Furlong.
Says Max.
Right.
The dog's name is Max.
The dog's name is Max.
And then Arnold goes back on the phone in
Edward Furlong's voice.
And he says, What's wrong with Wolfie?
What's wrong with Wolfie? Not Cookie.
No, but see, I was making
right.
You were referential adaptation of the line.
All right. Leo wants to show us this.
This is going to be
the Pocahontas viral video.
Native American offensive warning.
It's Coco, FYI.
I've seen this.
It's so funny.
I saw this like. Oh. Damn it, Leah!
Is that yours?
This hers?
Yes.
No, it's her older sister.
Oh God, no.
I was just asking. I don't know.
Negligence.
That could happen.
It's also known as a learning experience.
She fell.
A bit?
No, not up here. She was like fucking around over here.
She was already on the floor.
She tripped over the chair trying to get over.
Wait, Leo, what? Can you help me? Yeah. Watch this.
We've seen it. Okay, we're watching it and we're gonna commentate on it. It's my phone now. Alright. So we're watching this video after fucking... I hope that was entertaining.
Meltdown.
Alright. So it's the scene with Pocahontas. This dude doesn't like it when the white boys kissing Indian.
Memes. When I oversleep.
He freaks out when shit happens. He's out of toilet paper. They blurred out his junk. We need to cross the road. And he goes super fast across the road. And they drop that beat. You like that? When the Empire Strikes Back.
Some of them are more entertaining than others.
Oh shit, he got the star. And they're flocking this way. The dinosaurs. Alright, here you go.
Okay, that was
entertaining.
Apparently the humor of today's 16 age type kids.
Sometimes older, if not more so.
Between 16 and 21, which I think was actually kind of gay. Not to be offensive towards gay people, because truthfully...
Gay people get offended when you call things gay.
Do they?
Oh yeah, big time.
Like,
Did you see that commercial?
I'm like, oh, that's fucking gay. And then, like, if I were to say
happy
that...
though, right?
Absolutely.
You mean that was happy?
That was happy.
Haptastical.
So, like, if I say soccer's gay, because it is,
then
that would now if there was like a gay soccer player, or
sport.
Do they have to be a gay soccer player to be offended by it, or just a gay person?
Well, if they're not happy while they're playing, then they're offended because that was not gay.
Right.
That was not gay for me.
In terms of the language.
You were offending the audience on the first episode in.
Well, maybe
You're offending the Indians.
That love-hate. This is a topic that I enjoy. Because I think we've gone too far to be politically correct.
Have we gone too far?
I think we've turned everybody. I think we've turned everybody into pussies, and we can't really
society.
Like society.
Well, everyone's like Sue crazy. Everybody's fucking like.
That's what I mean. We've taken it too far. We do too much in the name of like trying not to piss people off because we're afraid they're gonna do something. Like, well, don't say gay. That kid might shoot up the school.
Don't call that gay kid gay.
You know, I mean, is gay really a dirty word? Support gay rights?
What?
Legalize gay marriage? I went to Billinghurst and O'Brien.
Did you go to O'Brien?
I went for a year apiece. Yeah.
8?
So I went in 8th grade. Yeah, at O'Brien.
And then you went to.
I went to North Valley. Actually, I went to Reno first, and then North Valley. So I went to Reno for 2 and North Valley's for 2.
Where did you live?
I lived in Golden Valley.
And that sent you to Reno, or you chose to go to Reno?
No, that was the zoning for Reno High.
Because only pussies go to Reno and not Hug.
Is that right?
That's right.
I heard that only thugs and drunken Indians go to Hug High School.
Samoans.
Oh yeah, we had Samoans.
Pacific Islanders.
Other type of Pacific Islanders. Is that racially offensive?
Are you a Pacific Islander, Leah?
I think your culture would identify as Pacific Islander.
Do your islands lay in the Pacific Ocean?
Yes, they do.
Rose!
Geographically.
Are you a Pacific Islander?
See? We're Asian.
What ocean is your islands in?
I'll get your history and geography book out.
We're Asian.
You're Filipino.
We're Asian.
You're technically
You're
not
Filipino.
Asian.
We're Asian.
What language do you speak?
Do you speak the Asian language?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Say hello in your
Technically,
language.
we are Asian because my grandpa's half Chinese.
Yeah, I know that you're Asian.
So.
Okay, you can be that too, but we're talking more
Specific.
specifically to the Filipino
Most
culture.
of us are all Asian.
We know that you guys aren't
I
Pacific
don't-
Islanders. You're Filipino.
We don't identify ourselves as Pacific Islanders.
Because the
That's
Pacific
racist.
Islanders
What if
consider
you're like
themselves
an
Pacific
Oreo?
Islanders.
Are you black or are you white? Do we have to be specified? No, I'm brown.
Okay,
live
so
in a-
here's the
I'm
thing.
just kidding.
When
There she goes.
when classifying Pacific Islander, you're
Samoan.
giving a more broad range to the cultures than narrowing it down to a certain people. So Pacific Islander, you can be, Filipino, you can be Hawaiians.
Yeah.
So
Samoan.
Samoan,
Tongan.
pretty much anything on an island
In the Pacific Ocean.
in the Pacific Ocean. Which
Australian.
that's a pretty.
No, where's that ocean at?
It's on the other side of the Pacific Ocean. So
Half of the Australian.
that's a question I have. Where do they draw the line?
Exactly.
The
Russia's
water,
the same
water's
way too.
all hooked together.
All right.
I
See you
just
later,
want my
Leah.
Let's go.
Is that your dog?
Come on.
Oreo. What's wrong with your dog?
You got his balls chopped off.
Finally,
Finally.
it's big enough. You're supposed to do it when they're little.
She didn't want to get rid of the balls. She didn't want to take away his manhood. Anyways,
So yeah.
let's get on topic with something fun. Let's stop talking about racism.
Yeah, let's get off of that. Let's get off the racism and get on somebody
Let's
else.
talk about like Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Arnold Schwarzenegger. So you're trying the Arnold Schwarzenegger brand whey protein.
Let's talk about beer
Let's talk about beer.
because we were talking about beer, and I was saying that I don't really like.
You don't like the Black O'Lantern Pumpkin Stout.
No, I was telling you before when I told you to shut up.
Hashtag Wasatch Brewery.
Better spell that for everybody.
That's WASATCH. Hashtag is given.
It's a given.
Wasatch.
Well,
You're an
shocked.
Indian. You should be able to say that.
What if it's not Indian?
Wasact.
I find that offensive for not calling a Native American.
You just told me to call you an Indian.
No, I told Leah.
So I'm drinking the Black O'Lantern Pumpkin Stout, brewed with pumpkin and spices.
No,
and
the stout means that
The
it's going to be
stout
dark
is
as
a
fuck.
dark beer. It's like stouts are, Bass, Guinness, dark beer
Dark beer.
in general.
Dark beer.
So, I would say as far as
got a
dark
cool
beers hold
picture
up,
on there.
it does have a cool picture.
It's a
I mean, my
black
opinion-
jack-o'-lantern. Is that
It's a Black O'Lantern.
a black lantern? No, is that offensive?
Or is it an African American lantern?
That is an African American lantern.
Okay. So much for getting off of the racism.
But it's topical.
It is topical. Like skin color.
Topical skin cream to make your skin change color to the race that you wish you were.
But it won't make you taller, skinnier, or play better basketball.
It'll make you darker.
It might.
But you like that?
I was actually really surprised that I like it as well as I do.
Well, next time you come over, you can have one of those.
Because I
Until I'm all
don't
gone.
normally like pumpkin spice flavored shit.
But you're over it. You're over the fall seasonal flavors.
You know what I like?
Please.
Pumpkin spicy, like pumpkin spiced.
Coffee.
No,
Buffet?
I like fucking pumpkin pie.
I knew you were gonna say that because
guess what? That's it.
That's the original pumpkin flavor.
That's the original pumpkin spice fucking dish. Okay. And
pumpkin pie. Now everybody's got to have a pumpkin pie flavored everything.
Well, they take pumpkin pie filling and they squirt it in a fucking donut or in.
They don't even do that.
They should do that. That actually sounds good. I'm gonna try that tomorrow. Yes. I'll bring some over when we
bring a donut over and then fucking squirt some pumpkin pie in there.
So, like I said, normally I wouldn't go for the pumpkin flavored anything.
All the pumpkin, like it's all fake. Everything is fake. We live in a world where everything is fake,
and it's sad.
What was I trying to tell? Oh. Because we went to Apple Hill and we bought the apple butter, a jar of apple butter.
Yeah.
It's essentially like a jar of like jelly.
Apple jelly.
Jelly. But here's the thing. It's legit apples to create the flavor and the jelly.
Right.
And she didn't really like it. And I was trying to explain to her, or I was explaining to her, not trying to, that all the other jellies that we have it's grape flavored. It's grape flavored. It's orange flavored. Cherry flavored. It's not made from cherries. It's the jelly injected with the artificial flavoring, which makes you taste like what you think is cherry.
What?
But when
industry has told you cherry tastes like.
Right, but when you get something that's legitimately made for it, maybe it's a little bit too strong, or maybe not strong enough. Like chicken nuggets. It's actual chicken, but
it has
chicken flavor. It's not. You're not tasting chicken. You're tasting the chicken flavor.
It's like chicken in a biscuit,
which is sad and gross and nasty.
That's why I don't get chicken nuggets.
I don't get chicken nuggets. I try to stay away from fast food because it's like that was the biggest thing for me. Is like it's chicken flavoring. They're grinding up the assholes and beaks and
eyeballs.
They're grinding it up, deep frying it, and injecting flavor into it, which is like, what's the point?
Well, I know why they do it now. Initially it was like, well, we have this product and we're going to make it and we're going to produce it in this way.
It's getting out there faster and more to give to the masses.
Because, okay, so sidetrack. The wife and I, sometimes we'll get, fruits and vegetables and stuff, and we do our own canning, and we make spaghetti sauce, and we can stuff.
Fancy.
It was something we could do because we actually saved money doing it when we were really, really poor, like we are right now.
Canning saved you money?
Yeah.
What were you canning? Balls?
We canned balls and vaginas. So.
Well, how did canning save you money?
Because you can go out and get, whatever it is, vegetable or fruit.
So you're spending like a lot of money to begin with, is what you're saying.
It's an outlay up front.
To save it for later.
It's an outlay up front, but what I'm getting at is you get a better quality of.
Are you using preservatives to keep it fresh?
Natural preservatives.
What does that mean?
Like when you pickle stuff, you use pickling salts and spices and stuff like that, and vinegar.
So let's say I want.
But it's not artificial.
Cucumbers.
You get your cucumbers and you put them in the jar.
But then when I go and open it, I got pickles. What happened to cucumbers?
Because you don't have to. You don't have to make pickles out of cucumbers.
Anyways, let's talk about the chicken.
So what they were doing was trying to make it so that we can put out a more not consecutive. What's the fucking word I'm looking at? More consistent product. That every time we make it's going to taste exactly like this.
So it's not like
we need to make more of it
for too long. You didn't cook it long enough. Not enough spices.
Yeah, so we want more of it. So we're gonna, instead of just getting like chicken breast and cutting it up and making chicken tenders as we would know them, we're gonna take all the shit we can get. They're all be the same size. They're all gonna be all pressed, mechanically separated and pressed. My favorite term on a package. It's in the name of speed and making more money.
Yeah, of course it is. It's all about money, dude. It's all about money. Bigger, better, more, faster. Like, I was trying to talk to Rose about this. Actually, I wasn't trying to. I did do it. The fucking Keurig machine. She had a Keurig machine when we got together, and it broke. I go online, I find out that it is the most common thing that it does. It always breaks the same way. There's a way to fix it. Haven't gotten around to it. So, we were in the process of moving, blah, blah, blah. We bought a new one so that we'd have it here, our new place. And, come to find out, this new Keurig machine will not take just any cup now like the old one did. Now it'll only take the new cups with the scan bar on it. So now I'm trying to explain to her that it's not, because she's got old Reliable. She's got a coffee machine. Works every time.
Right.
Put a filter in, you put coffee, you put hot water in. If I can get a whole thing, and she hangs on to it for a couple days, pours the coffee, heats it up in the microwave.
Or you just drink a shit pot of coffee and then you get fucking wired.
Right.
And
I'm trying, I'm saying this to her. I'm saying we live in a society where people make things fast and cheap, so where you have to buy the newest, most better thing, spend more money, fix it, get a new one, buy the new product, buy the better product. It's not like back in the day where you'd buy something that you buy it once, it works for the rest of your life, for the most part. Not everything is perfect,
with exception, but look at computers and operating systems and telephones and cell phones.
Faster, better, smaller.
Until the 6S and the Galaxy S tablet fucking giant piece of shit came out. But yeah, thinner, faster, stronger,
right, it was going smaller. Now it's thinner and bigger.
Yeah.
Now it's like you're holding a tablet to talk into. You're holding an actual computer to your head.
Those people look ridiculous, by the way.
Look like they're holding a book to their head.
They call them the Note.
Yeah,
is that what it is?
The Note's the big one. One step
my
below the
stepdad
tablet.
has one, and he looks like an idiot when he's talking on it. It's like I like to make fun of him, and I take my iPad and I'll get it out of my briefcase or whatever in my backpack, and I'll pick it up, and I'll just hold it to the side of my face and pretend like I'm talking on the phone because I hope that he knows that's what he looks like. Love you, Pops.
And it's funny because back in the day, for the people who might not understand everything, we had a little box with some numbers on it, had some letters attached to each one. Mm-hmm. Now, this is going to be one that's going to blow up people's minds. In the corner button here at the bottom, on the right, there was this little tic-tac-toe thing, once known as the pound key.
What do you mean it wasn't the hashtag key?
No, it's not the hashtag key.
Okay,
I wasn't going like hashtag 775.
What was the pound key for? Was it just for number like?
It was like a period. It was like a period.
Okay.
You would use it to end a number that you were inputting to a computer somewhere.
Okay.
Like, please enter your social security number followed by the pound key. It was a way to end your sentence.
So it was for tone dialing stuff.
Tone dialing, ending your sentence.
Well, originally when the system still worked that
But there was a period also on the lower left corner too, I believe. So it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, period, 0 pound.
Right.
Sometimes it was a rotary phone.
I had one of those when I
and
was a
what
kid.
we would hold to our head
was known as the receiver.
Kind of looked like a banana with a circle on the top and bottom.
Right. More like a barbell.
Now people are holding flat boxes, flat rectangles
rectangular
to their head.
tabletoid type size things.
to their heads. But sometimes even not that. Sometimes they put a little kind of...
Oh, the Bluetooth, the make you look crazy stick.
They put... What would you call that?
They're, the headset?
I know that, but like, what would you describe that?
Well, they're Bluetooth device.
What does it remind you of in the most common denominator of things? Like someone's attaching this to their head, and that's what it looks like they're attaching their head, like a Matchbox car.
Huh?
And they just talk into that. They're talking to nobody in the space.
I love it when somebody's looking directly at you
they're talking to
with their
else.
Bluetooth headset in, and they look at you for a good long minute. And you ask them a question, or you say, "Hey, what's up?" And then they say something that's like fucking off the wall to the max, and you look at them like, "Well, that doesn't really answer my question or coincide with anything that I said." And then you like see the little blue flashing light on the side of their head, and you go, "Oh, not even talking to me. Thanks, dick." She's like, you want to smack that person. It's like, if you're on the fucking phone,
it's obnoxious.
Don't just stand there and look at me.
Super obnoxious. I find it obnoxious. You know, maybe it's just I'm old-fashioned, super old-fashioned.
It's hard for
like I think
we're
it's
in
obnoxious, dude.
We're in a transitionary.
But I mean, I understand that all this stuff is kind of important now. But I mean, we got along just fine without it.
We're in a transitionary age group. You and
yeah,
I.
but see, it's not even like I mean, it's a things were one way for a good long while, and now suddenly everything is adapting like every other day.
It's true. My parents use the text messages now.
And it's not even the people. It's all technology. It's like now we've got this that we can do this with, and now we've got this that we can do this with. And what we used to have that we can do this with, here's a better one. There's a better way to do it. But you know what? They aren't fixing the things that need to be fixed.
No, they just keep making more new, different shit.
Yeah, we just need a million different kinds of phones.
It doesn't address any of the old issues.
Right. We don't need like better ways to travel. Maybe like a bullet
or tube technology.
Tube technology, man. I've been talking about that a lot lately. Get into a tube, suddenly you're there. Who knows? Like a gun, it shoots you.
Like the
you're
thing at the bank.
Like the thing in the bank. That's the best way to describe it. I describe it that way every time. Get into a tube,
yeah.
Boom.
Well, we don't even have to use vacuum pressure. You could just use like maglev. You know, like the bullet trains and stuff. I'm down.
I mean, suddenly we're not flying anymore. We're not driving anymore. We're there quick.
You know, if we put in these infrastructures where, you know, you have speed and consistency,
but maybe what? Maybe it's too dangerous. Maybe somebody comes along and throws a rock at it.
The technology's never been experimented with.
No.
So we've never
What are they
used
doing
it.
in Japan? They're doing things in Japan that we don't even know about.
It's true. The Japanese are...
They're doing stuff.
Things
are going on over there.
They've got the bullet train. I think is one of the most popular things that they have. The maglev high-speed train. I'm a fan. Like, I think there's so much more we could do with maglev technology that we're not doing. Like space elevator. Maglev. Yeah, I mean like a big tether.
Where are our underwater cities?
Good question.
Like we build it up here, push it into the water, and
sink
it sinks. Yeah.
I wonder if that's a submersible technology issue.
Would it
like
just
a pressure
explode?
issue?
Would it just explode?
But it would implode.
Well, I mean, would it just get crushed? Yeah, crushed by its own.
It would be crushed by the surrounding water pressure.
Okay, here's what we do. We put a tube in it, and then we push it into the water, so that it kind of... What?
Well, then everything
kind
would
of
get
like,
squeezed up the tube.
Is that what would happen?
I don't know. But okay, so like our military grade submarines.
Okay, alright.
Only go down.
We make it without any air in it. There's no air in it. We suck all the air out of it.
Okay.
And then we add air into it.
When it goes down?
Yeah.
So like you vacuum it out?
Yeah. And then you pump it back in.
Vacuum and then... See,
I
think that would have... It would be a structural issue. Because you would have...
It's a bubble. Just put a bubble.
You would have an empty space with no interior pressure. And then you would be putting it into an environment where there is excess exterior pressure. So now you have no pressure on the inside pushing out, and you have lots of pressure pushing in.
Okay, what if it's just like...
faster.
Okay, so like... Okay. What if we... So you take a drinking glass. Right?
Okay.
And it's just super, super big. And you just start lowering it in there. You've got all the cities built, and it's just going to have a constant opening. So it'll be longer than the bottom of the sea, so that it's just...
So you mean like just like put a tube down from...
Put a tube, like a trash can.
So you want to like put a tube from the surface to the...
Right. It just keeps building up and keeps going lower and lower. It just keeps building up.
And then you just pump all the seawater out of it? And you have
no, you just never even get any water in it.
This
is perfect.
Oh, I get you. So a cup with the ground
Yeah, so like
bottom.
if you fill up a pool or a tub,
right,
and then you just set the glass in it to where half of the glass is sticking out of the water.
I'm sure there's some math that probably explains why that wouldn't work.
Well, it doesn't seem very fucking economical, very
doesn't.
logical. Seems like a waste of time and money.
But I think...
I mean...
I think submersible...
Where is the forward thinking? Like,
they need guys like us to sit around in their labs and drink
They're like,
beer.
this isn't the movies.
And tell them, hey, why don't we build one of these?
And
We
they're
only need 4...
Oh, hey, look, you're the first person to ever come up with this, idiot. We can't do that.
Well, we need $40 billion to figure it out. And
Right.
Then maybe
as soon
we
as you give me a couple shekels, we can make anything you want, okay? Now go play. See you later.
Yeah.
It's not Hollywood where you throw a couple million at it and you fake it. You need a couple gajillion to make it for reals.
That's why we have green screens and other types of film technology.
Yeah, the moon landing was faked.
I don't think so.
I don't think so either. It's stupid.
That is stupid. That's probably one of the stupidest things I've ever heard anybody say. Just kind of like global warming's not real.
Fucking people.
I'm not saying whose fault it is. I'm just saying it's real.
It's everybody's
How
fault.
about that hurricane?
El Nino?
Hurricane Patricia coming in on the Mexican coast like
right now?
as we speak, soonish.
Well, if we get hit with snow tonight, you don't have to come over and podcast tomorrow.
That probably won't happen. I have 4-wheel drive. I can do that.
Okay. Also, we've got Skype,
We do have Skype. We haven't
We've
actually
done
explored
that.
that.
No, we did that once.
Skyped one time.
but we weren't
We
podcasting.
didn't podcast
no,
it.
there
I
is.
wonder how that would work. Audio
Works
wise. Does it?
Yeah.
Maybe we'll do that if the weather gets shitty later on in the series here.
Yeah. Live via satellite, live via Skype. Episode 20. We got to keep up with it this time.
We're going to. We have to like get a decent schedule going down. And if we could do like 3 o'clock on Thursdays, or whatever.
Not late.
Well,
I mean, Thursday's my Friday at work, so I've got nothing to do. I don't got to get up early.
that's what I mean. Like Thursday's my Friday at school.
Yeah.
And my boy's going back to daycare at the end of the month, so then I'll be freebie after school on Thursday.
I think I'd rather do it at night.
Okay.
Late night, like
If
this.
you,
This is
yeah.
kind
Okay.
of
So
late
if you want to do
night.
late night, like after like 8:30,
Yeah.
is good for me.
So do like an 8:30. That's
Because
not
that's
even too late. Dude.
like
That's still kind
junior-
of early on a
yeah.
Friday night.
And Junior goes to bed about 8:30.
You put him to bed, you come over, we have a few beers, we podcast.
That sounds like a
couple
good
hours.
time. It kind of keep us out of our own heads. I don't get out of the house enough anymore.
Right, neither do I. Not
Like-
really. I think really more she doesn't get out of the house enough.
Yeah.
She probably needs more time out of the house. Like I can sit at home and do nothing, watch movies all day.
Yeah.
I think she can kind of do that too, but I think she does
Like a little interaction. I like getting out of the house.
human
Like
interaction.
I really like coming over, and even if we just bullshit about nothing, and it doesn't make any sense when we get done, it's still fun.
Have
It's
you
fun
looked
for
at
me.
that project that we're working on now?
The,
took those things. We can't really
The
say
surprise
anything.
project. Yeah. I have
Have you opened up the
one of the units opened up, and I'm working on
circular unit?
Yes.
The circular
unit, and
is
I
opened
am.
up. There's a hole in my sock.
It's a problem. You should throw those away.
Yeah, I'm probably going to.
My wife does that to me, by the way.
She
I
throws
hate
away your
that.
socks. You don't know where they are.
Like she'll throw she'll throw away one sock because it has a hole in it.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay,
Well, I've got all the same
Yeah.
socks. I do that.
but then I have like one sock.
Left over at the end of the week. You're like, oh shit.
Ah.
That's how my situation is today.
See, we've been doing laundry nonstop because we went on vacation last week and we went out of town this week and whew, craziness.
So you've got that circular device opened up.
Circular device is opened up and I'm working on kind of
Did
recreating that.
Did you buy the correct formula for that device to see if that
yes,
changes
works
anything?
great.
Works even better.
Works even better.
Okay.
So
And now, did you use the new formula with the second device and see how that worked out?
that I haven't gotten to.
You haven't gotten that
I
yet.
kind of wanted to open up the initial device and see if I could recreate it for the other secondary device.
Right.
If we were going to do
Like an
multiples.
attachment, like
an
a
attachment,
silencer on a gun.
yeah. Right. Which they are trying to deregulate.
Oh, they're trying to get rid of silencers?
No, they're trying to deregulate the sale and transfer of silencers or sound suppressing devices. So, anybody who doesn't know, silencers, muzzle device for weapons,
The way
for
that
pistols and
Danny-
rifles and shotguns.
The way that Danny explained it to me is that instead of hearing something like 3 blocks away, you only hear like 1 block away. So it's still loud.
It's loud, but not you gotta.
It's not like
you gotta
in the
get
movies,
near,
right?
It's not like
like a spitball.
you hear the action running when the chamber closes every time. That's what you hear.
Right, you're hearing.
Or if you have like high velocity rounds, like you're shooting a rifle through a silencer, you're gonna hear the supersonic crack of the round traveling downrange, which makes a good bit of noise when they get
Guns are
downrange.
loud, dude. Having fully experienced it in Godsaw, guns are loud.
That was entertaining. So, and the first time I think, did you ever shoot guns before that? Before that we shot that movie?
Yeah, Street Meets Pavement.
Okay.
Patrick bought a gun for that movie.
Right.
He really just bought a gun for himself because that gun didn't make it in the movie.
That
but
was
we
the
went
40,
and we
that
shot
was the
it, and
40 caliber revolver.
It kind of turned me off of shooting guns.
Yeah.
And guns in general. Like, I'm not against guns or anything, but it was just...
So the only other experience you had with guns besides Patrick was me firing, or us firing...
Yeah, we were firing a blank gun.
A .357 Magnum 6-inch revolver inside
a house.
Without ear pro for the first round. That was my fault. Luckily I brought ear pro, and we should have been wearing it to begin with. But
I got it after the first round went off, right?
Yeah, after she fired the first round, because we were changing angles every time we fired.
Right.
But
remember the first time I showed you that scene,
dude,
with the Elvis song playing?
I had a hard on. I can't
suddenly
lie.
Everything that we had been working towards seemed legit and
like
good.
That one scene in the movie made the whole shoot worth it. Like, even if like,
people
I
need to be reassured that what they're doing is legit. It's not
oh my god, I can't wait to start getting on film again. But
speaking of which, as we're winding down and finishing up this episode, I want to tease a little bit about what my plans are.
Okay, let's hear it.
So I've got 2 scripts fully written, and I want to write a third. And
are these coinciding, or are they completely separate?
Completely separate movies.
Okay.
But I mean, all my movies kind of tend to.
They
link a little bit because I like a.
But most directors have some kind of like a universe where they like homage to different. Like, most writers, they will like shout out to other scripts and other movies.
I like a fully functioning universe where everything has happened. So like, I got a futuristic steampunk movie. Maybe it's the future world of cheese. I don't know.
Right, Cheese's great-great-great-great-great-great-granddaughter.
Well, or everything's just wiped out, but it's that same world that she's lived in.
Right.
It's not a separate parallel universe or.
And everything is written in Reno.
Yeah, I mean, it could be happening on the rubble of Reno. I don't know. Who knows? But I do have 2 scripts. I want to write a third one. I want to start writing. So we have, and that third one's probably the one we'll make. But I think I want to maybe discuss which one would probably be the best to make. Maybe make all 3. Who knows?
Yeah.
Because
if
my plans
else,
are to move away to the Philippines at some point. Right. Possibly a 2-year
window.
It was 1, and now it's like 2.
Well, that give us a little time to try to make $1 million.
Make $1 million, and then we can all just
make movies for a living.
Vacation in the Philippines and come back and make a movie. Or live in the Philippines and come back and make a movie. Live somewhere tropical, somewhere nice.
Right. Well, and then you just travel the location.
Yeah, just go from location to location. You don't even have to have a home. You just have a home stashed away somewhere in the boonies.
Someplace to put your someplace to put your Oscars.
Yeah, it's just like,
or at least
a storage unit on
or hang your
95.
Someplace to hang your nomination certificates. I guess.
My rejection emails.
Yeah.
One I didn't even get. We got rejected from every single film festival that we submitted.
Is that right?
And one of them I didn't even get a rejection letter for.
They didn't even give you the common courtesy.
Didn't give me the common courtesy of saying no. Had to go on and check and find out that way because I was waiting for that email.
Yeah.
Said
well, you know what?
No to all of them. The biggest hit I think for me was the Mile High Horror Film Festival. I really wanted to go to that one. I really like it. They've got a cool looking, scary fucking award, but they said no.
You know what? That just means we have to try harder next time.
We have to. Hard. It's just bigger, better.
We just keep moving in the right direction. We keep making movies, Just
throw money at it,
and we keep having fun. Nobody that breaks into the business ever thinks that movie that they just made is going to make it, that's going to be their one.
But everyone is hopefully the one.
Everybody, every movie that anyone has ever made, they go, this is going to be the one. Whether it's actually the one or not. And I've watched enough, documentaries on directors and producers and stuff like that. And that's the running, scenario.
Everyone gets that one eventually, though. So
you get one.
You get one, and then from there...
And then you get one, and everybody's like, well, we kind of like that. Man. I mean, look at Kubrick.
Kubrick? Let's not look at Kubrick.
Just for instance, and we won't go too far with this because we're running out of time. But if we go with Kubrick, just for instance, the style of movie he makes or has made, they're very niche. They're very pointed to a specific kind of person, a specific kind of crowd. Most people hate Kubrick. Most people love
Kubrick. I hate Kubrick.
Most people, no, I think you're onto something. There are a certain group of people that enjoy Kubrick films, but his stuff is
They're so fucking...
It's out there.
These people think they love Kubrick because they think Kubrick was whatever. And I'm not knocking the man's films because no one's going to love my movies. There are people that don't like him, people that love him. We've talked about Kubrick. I've talked about Kubrick.
I think we did an entire episode on Volume 2 about Kubrick.
He's a good filmmaker. His movies look great. They're awesome.
But they're different. To me. And that's the thing.
But everything's different. There's not one way to make a movie.
No. Absolutely not. But
In fact, if you think that there is one way to make a movie, that's the wrong way.
Absolutely. What I was getting at is I think that Kubrick films are out there to a point where... Because they're artsy. And if you're not looking at it from like a super creative angle, where you're like, oh, that was creative the way they did this. Like, try to watch, any of those movies that he did. Space Odyssey.
Space Odyssey is probably
2001: Space Odyssey. 2010. That was, and that's probably one of the most appealing movies to most non-Kubrick fans because.
Look, every time I buy a new computer, a new electronic device, they ask you to name it. I always name it HAL 9000. I buy an MP3 player, the name of it's HAL 9000.
There you go.
This thing right here, this 1 terabyte fucking memory, external memory I have, HAL 9000. Everything, my phone, my computer, it's all HAL 9000.
Okay, Dave.
It's like, I'm waiting for that day where fucking HAL and Cyberdyne,
right?
Skynet. Well, let's sign off.
So yeah.
All right.
But what I was getting at was that final thought. Your movies are going to appeal to somebody, and eventually the right somebody is going to see that movie, and they're going to see the work that goes into that movie, and they're going to like the story. They're going to like the characters. They're going to see, an actor or an actress in the movie, a character that was built, and they're going to like it. For whatever reason, and that'll be the movie that they go, hey, you did this one, that was great. We want to get you on this project, or we want to get you to write let's write us a story that's like this, or whatever. I don't know how that shit works, but eventually, you write a story for somebody that they're like, this is what the idea we want, and you write it out, and it gets made, and you make a fucking $1 million, or however many $1 million you got to make, but. What I'm getting at is it's going to happen one of these days. We just got to keep trying because you don't make it if you don't try to break it.
Fake it till you make it.
Fake it till you make it.
All right. Well, thank you, Corey.
And thank you for having us over.
And you are?
I'm Corey Easley.
I'm Matthew Bonta. And
we'll work this shit out better next time.